student guide. Which author you recommend?
I don't recommend any books, but if you want to learn more on the JBoss, go to the jboss.org. There's something called as forums. Okay, daily at least try to see if we can resolve one question that is posted there. At least once in one question every day.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, if you go to that forums, if you can answer all those questions which people are posting it, at least one question per day, in no time you'll be master. Okay, so to answer that question, you can refer to the google.com, you can refer to the internal notes, you can ask your friends. Okay, whatever you want you can do. Okay, but try to answer at least one question per day. So in less than in the minimum possible time, okay, you can not only get the theory, but you can also understand what to do when the problem comes.
And so how would we prepare ourselves for the, let's say, certification exam?
If you can answer the questions continuously without any hitch, at least one question per day, then you can comfortably give the exam.
So
But again,
Shiva, is there any book from Red Hat, like PDF from Red Hat for
yes,
certification?
certification also, they're giving you a book, okay, which you have to buy it in the authorized from the authorized people.
So
Okay.
they give PDF also, or only hard book?
Hard book, no PDF. Hard copy.
So is it available on Amazon or?
No, you have to go to the. Actually, I'm not sure in Canada, but in India, what we do is that let's say that today I want to give an exam. I first go get the book because the book is the one that contains the voucher. Okay, exam voucher. So I go buy the book or the voucher which contains the book. Read through the book, and that on the next available date, I check with them and say that hey, on so and so date I want to give my exam. Could you confirm the slot is available? The moment they confirm yes, the slot is available, I'll go and give my exam.
So right now Red Hat taking exam for version 6, 7, 8, or which one?
No, we don't have 8. We don't have 7. We have only for 6.4.
Okay.
Okay, let's do one thing. I think we waited for the grace period. Let's resume back our session. Okay, but as I said, Saturday, Sunday, we're not having a session. Okay. Yeah. So, by any chance, do you guys remember what was the last topic we talked about? Did we talk anything on the standalone?
Yeah. Last time you gave us the question that suppose I want to change IP address on a fly. So you gave us the homework.
Yep. Anyone got the answer?
Yeah, I just Googled it, not by myself. So it was there like standalone .sh -b and give the address, or if you want to change for management, give that management address.
Just hold on for 1 minute. Just hold on for 1 minute. Okay. Let me start it. Okay. I hope you all know why I'm starting it with the no hub, because like WebLogic in a JBoss also, if you just start it without giving a no hub, the process will be running. Okay. And if I want to go to the next command prompt or the next prompt, I can't do it. Okay. Why? It's binded to my see here. Okay. The moment if I see Control C, the process will be down. Okay. So that's the reason I'll be using the no hub so that the process will run in the background. Okay. So the process is running in the background. By default, if you see here, okay, it's running on 127.0.1, which is the system, not the system IP, it's a localhost IP, which is same for all.
So we put no hub if we don't want that, if in case session is somehow broken, so the process should be running.
Yes.
And for a process to be running in the background, we put ampersand sign.
Yes.
Right? So
yes.
that's sufficient only.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So excellent. So okay, I think Ombir, you're trying to say that, okay, standalone.sh. Let's say that I want to give the update the management IP. How do I do that?
Yeah. -b as in boy.
Okay.
and then management interface, whatever is there in file and equal to this parameter will be in that file. So we'll copy that same and change the address and we'll give here.
Perfect. Perfect. Let me show it to you all people. I think Ombil got the answer. Okay. We go to this XML file. Let's say I want to update the management address. Okay. Management interface address. So I copy that. So when I'm trying to invoke the standalone.sh, I say manage the, and whatever the IP I want to run on, I'll give that IP. Everyone able to see here? Now, till this session is running, the system, the management IP will be there on 10.21.12.235. Sure, one question over here. What's the guarantee it's not updating the XML file? We'll cross check that. See here, still my IP is the same. Everyone able to see that?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's how we can invoke the uh, dynamically at the runtime whatever the address you want to update. You want to update the port offset to some value, to some XYZ value, what it might be. Just say -d. Okay. So everyone able to see here the date right now 640 709. Okay. Let me try to see if it updates the my XML file. So the server is started now. How do I know? This is the line I can refer to that. See, the file hasn't got modified. Okay, if you want, we can get inside the file and we can make a confirmation. See, the port offset is still the same. Clear, everyone?
Yeah. So Shiva,
Very
generally,
important.
do we create any alias to stop and start, or we just do in production environment the same way?
That actually depends upon the company. I see a couple of companies are there who will be using their own customized script. Okay, couple of companies are there, they will use whatever is being given by the Red Hat people. But I generally say to students that try to see if we can write your own script. Okay, it will help
S-
you not to touch the parent script. Okay,
So what we do for stopping?
stopping kill all.
That's it. Okay.
That's it. With
So
JBoss
there is
hasn't
nothing like
provided us
grace
with
and
any
something.
script. Sorry?
Okay. So there is nothing like shut down with grace kind of thing.
Nothing. You can write your own script, say stop
Okay.
standalone.sh or standalone stop.sh, and whatever the things you
Okay.
want to capture and kill it, you can kill it.
Okay. Okay.
Clear, everyone? Am I clear?
Yeah.
Okay. So we are here. Okay. I started my standalone instance. Okay. Once I start my standalone instance, when you go back here, okay, so I have updated the IP to the my system IP, so it's available up and running. So these are the different ports that are being used. Shiva, one question here. Okay, the moment you say standalone.sh, how does the system knows that? Okay, you have to pick the configuration present in opt eap standalone folder. I don't have my, I have my scenario where I want to go for a vertical scaling. Okay. When I'm saying that I have to go for a vertical scaling, I have two standalone instances that should be running. Okay. The first standalone instances, okay, you already defined it. It's inside the JBoss home standalone folder. Okay. Let's say that I got another standalone instance. Okay, this is where I have got another standalone instance. So how do I do that? I'll copy. Okay, and let me update the port offset. Do I have to do the port offset? Anyone can say to me? Yes, anyone can say to me.
What?
You and everyone is able to understand what I'm trying to do here. First of all,
Yeah, you are trying to change the IP address and ports for the
no,
new
that's I
instance.
already did it. That I already did it. We are trying to discuss a scenario where we are trying to go for a vertical scaling.
Yeah, so what I'm saying, so you are changing for second instance,
No, I'm not changing the IP. IP will remain the same. See, what I'm
the
trying to do is that,
port offset.
yeah, port offset. Why I have to do the port offset? Just, Omi, just 1 second. Okay, for Asif, Digesh, and Sajat, okay, who are not able to understand, what I'm trying to do is that I install the JBoss application server and I'm trying to run it in the standalone mode. Clear? Once I started and making it running in the standalone mode, everything was awesome. My company was very happy. They said that Shankar, okay, or Shiva, you told whatever you told is perfect. Okay, you have a standalone instance which is running up and running fine. You also told that standalone instance will support the vertical scaling. So I want to have another standalone instance. One standalone instance is already created. Okay, it's there here. Okay, my manager or my technical focal asked me to create another standalone home. This
Yeah,
is my,
so you would be trying to load another JVM.
yep. So this is the standalone instance that is there in, okay. This is the first standalone instance and this is the another standalone instance. Okay. Okay, I have got one standalone instance. Okay. The other standalone instance, I'm trying to have it here. It's not mandated that you keep it here. Okay. Only for my reference, I'm keeping it here. Okay. This is the standalone one. This is the standalone two. Okay, we are trying to discuss how we can achieve this. It might not be only two, it might be three, it might be 20, it might be 30, whatever it might be. Okay, how do I have multiple standalone instances running in my environment? Am I clear?
Yes.
Asif, Digesh, Sajat.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
Yes.
Okay, so first one, okay, is there here. It's available up and running. For second thing, what I'm trying to do is that step number one, I went inside this one and I've seen whether there is a my AP folder. My AP folder wasn't there. So I created another folder called as in my EAP. Okay, because he told that he wants to have the second standalone instances running inside the temp folder, my EAP folder. So I went inside the temp folder and I created another subdirectory called as in my EAP. Anyone? Any questions still here?
no sure.
Okay.
Is it same as like you create profiles on WebSphere?
Yep.
Okay. More than one profile. Yeah.
No, Asif, the profile which Digesh is talking is different and which is there in the JBoss is different. He's just trying to make an interpretation so that it will be easy for him. Okay?
Right. Right.
Yeah. So what I did is that I created a folder. Now I have to refer this one as a standalone folder, standalone instance. Okay. So whatever the standalone instance has, all of them should even be there inside this folder. Why? Because inside the temp EAP, I'm saying that I have got my standalone instance. So how I can give all the information that are related to the standalone one even to the standalone 2 also. Very simple. I went into the temp folder, my AP, and whatever things that are there.
Copy it.
Yeah. 1 second. Just give me 1 second.
Okay, so you will copy and then change the pod and run the standalone again. It means it
Yep.
will run 2
So what?
sessions. Okay.
Yeah. Yes, Dikesh. So what? I'm back. Okay. What I'm trying to do is that, okay, I have certain configuration information. When I'm install the JBoss application server here, I have the standalone folder here. I'll just copy that standalone folder contents inside this folder. Why I have to do like that? Because this one that is there inside the OPT, what are the standalone folder that is there inside the OPT EAP that has all the capabilities of a standalone folder. Now, if I want to say that, okay, this one is also another standalone instance, I have to give all the capabilities to that. Correct or not?
Correct.
Okay. So what I did is that I copied the contents that are there inside the OPT. Okay. Let me 1 second. Okay. So what I did is that I gave all the capabilities, okay, to this standalone also. How I gave all the capabilities to this whatever the things that are there inside the. Okay. So when I want to say that this is my first standalone instance and this is my second standalone instance, whatever the capabilities are there for this one, I have to give the same or little bit higher capabilities. So first what it is that this one, what are the contents that are there in this one, I copied into this one. Clear everyone?
Yes.
Okay. So once I copied here, I have the standalone instance. Okay. Here I have this another standalone instance here, but I have to do a port offset. Why? For this one or
Conflict
for
to
this
avoid
one, have to
port
do a port offset. Why?
conflict.
Why there will be a port conflict?
It's the same
Because
configuration, right?
Perfect.
already some service is running on that particular port, so it will give the some service is already using that port.
Yes, perfect. Okay. Since we already have an instance of the JBoss application server using the default ports, okay, you update the ports, okay, either here or in the parent one. Okay, since both of them have the default configuration, you update the ports to this one or you update the ports to this one. Whichever one is convenient, you can do it. But since this instance I have already started, again rather than stopping it, again starting it, I'll update the ports for this one. Two ways I can update the ports. I can update all the ports manually, or I can update the I can update the port offset, which will update automatically all the other ports. Depending upon the value I have given here, all the other ports will be updated. For example, if I say the port offset as 1, okay, automatically all the ports will be incremented by 1. If I say port offset as -1, then all the ports will be decremented by 1. Rather than I go and manually modify everything, okay, I'll try to update only the port offset, which will automatically increment or decrement the port numbers accordingly. Clear everyone?
Yeah.
Anyone, any questions?
No.
Okay. So Shiva, perfectly fine. We got a JBoss application server which has all the capabilities of the one that's related to the standalone one. What are the standalone one is there? All the capabilities or the best capabilities I given it to the standalone too. How do I make the standalone instance running now? Very simple. Okay. Whenever you say standalone.sh, I'll give an example. If you see here, whenever you say standalone.sh, the moment you say standalone.sh, okay, what will happen is that whatever is being there inside the JBoss home standalone folder, all of them would be loaded here. Okay, the moment you say standalone.sh, whatever is being defined under the JBoss home, okay, that standalone home would be picked up. Am I clear? The moment you say standalone.sh, whatever is the standalone folder contents that are there under the JBoss home, that standalone folder would be picked up. But where do we have the new standalone home? It's not there here in the OPT. It's there inside the temp myap folder. So you have to say to the JBoss application server that, hey JBoss application server, my standalone instance is not running in the default location. There's a different location where my standalone instance is running. Please pick the contents from that particular location. How do we explicitly say to that one to the JBoss? Anyone?
So some switches like -D or something.
Yeah.
Yes. JBoss -d, JBoss dot base dot dir. Okay. -d JBoss dot server dot base dot dir.
So is a typo JBoss JBSS?
Oh, sorry. It's a typo mistake. I'm sorry. -d JBoss dot server dot base dot dir and provide the location. Clear?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like this, if you have 1, 2, 10, 30, 40, 100, how many number of standalone instances you want to run on the same machine? Run those number of standalone instances. Clear? Anyone? Any questions?
Or we can write one small file, put this
So,
complete path.
so Shiva, they will have a single console or they will have a different console?
Different consoles.
Can we? Okay.
Obviously different.
Specify the port. It's a port.
I couldn't
Same
get
IP port
Nagesh.
number is different. No, like it's a different instance because you have to specify the port number, right?
Yeah, they got the different ports, okay, but the same
Yeah.
IP.
Yeah, correct.
Okay. And I'm not sure if Digesh or Asif or Sajat who has asked this question. Yesterday, someone asked me a question about how do we update the JVM setting from the console. Still, I have to get an answer for that. I'll get that one. I'll update you. Okay.
Yeah, Shiva, I saw in the documentation somehow in this console in runtime there is no configuration, and
Yeah.
so but in the documentation they show configuration also beyond the JVM when you say server status. So in documentation it shows configuration, but in our console there is no configuration.
What is the version of the JBoss application server you refer? By any chance, is it
6.4.
possible to recollect?
6.4.
6.4.
No. I have documentation I referred to 6.4, but I have installed the same version. In that also I didn't see any configuration.
Yeah, actually, Omid, okay, if you see here, the not lot many, there are couple of considerable amount of bugs in the 6.2. Okay, one is that in the standalone mode, or in the domain mode, okay, if I don't have a server group, okay, then what will happen is that the domain instance will not be started. In a standalone mode, if you see here, in a standalone mode, if you see here, in a JBoss application server, if I keep anything in the lib folder, although from the book point of view, they say that it will be picked up the contents from the lib folder in a standalone, but generally it doesn't happen. Okay, so like this couple of bugs are there. Okay, I think that's the reason they have corrected it in the 6.4. And also, if you see the 6.4 console, it's completely different, not completely different. Couple of more options are being given to you. Okay, just for information. Okay, everyone.
Yeah. So Shiva, what is the benefit of this vertical scaling? Because we have to open two different consoles rather than
single console.
like license, since license is same. So I don't see any point like having multiple consoles. So better I will manage from a single console.
It's
Two
not
servers.
only the multiple consoles, Omid, okay? Whatever the standalone instances that are running, I can integrate them, okay? And like you remember let's say I have got 10 base installations. So how many
Yeah,
consoles
yeah,
I have got?
10,
How many administration points?
10.
Can I integrate them into one?
Yeah, I never integrated, but I heard there is option. Yeah.
The same here also.
Mhm,
Okay?
mhm.
JBoss is giving you flexibility. You use it, you can use it.
So 10 running versus integrating or one running, so there's no performance issue like hardware wise.
No, provided your hardware supports that, no problem. I got an hard disk, okay? I got a brand new laptop which has an 8 GB RAM, 300 GB, 500 GB or 300 GB hard disk, i5 or i7 Intel Core 2 Duo processor. I got this one. But the problem here is that, okay, I got a software of an SAP application which takes 7 GB. Can I install that software into my machine of 8 GB?
No.
Why? 8 GB is the system configuration. My SAP takes 7 GB. Can I install?
No, your system also take more than 1 GB.
Yes.
Your OS.
Operating system will take at least definitely 2 GB.
Right.
So 2 GB is already you've given it for the operating system related programs. If you install some other programs like Office XP or some antivirus, okay, and if you're trying to also install SAP which will need 7 GB, that's not possible. Clear?
It can cache. It can cache.
Yes.
Swapping. Anyway, it's fine. But how do you integrate? How do you integrate all these ports into one console? All these instances into one console.
We don't integrate them into one console, but I have the base version of the WebSphere application server running. Okay, so every base version will have its own app SRv01 profile. Okay, so using the I think job manager or administrative agent. Yeah, using the job manager or administrative agent, I try to integrate them and refer them as single point. Okay, I work with my administrative agent or the job manager, which will administer or control all the resources that are there related to the uh, different base app SRv01 profiles. Similarly over here, I got multiple standalone instances. Okay, once I'm using them inside a vertical scaling in the form of a cluster with the help of a full hyphen HA or HA profile, I can integrate them and refer them as a single unit. How do we do that? Concepts behind the cluster, I'll talk a little bit later, not today.
So
Okay.
I have one question. So the default JBoss installation we did. So this integration manager, job manager is part of it, or we have to install extra packages?
Can you come again?
Like you're saying, for integration, you can use job manager or integration manager. So these features are already by default part of JBoss, or we have to install extra
No. I just
packages
took a reference
for
from
you?
WebSphere. We don't
Oh,
have a
okay.
job manager or integration server, sorry, job manager or administrative agent inside the JBoss. Okay, I was just saying that like how we have a job manager or administrative agent, which are used to combine multiple DMGR or multiple base installation and administer them with a single interface. Similarly, over here also, when you have multiple standalone instances running on the same box, assuming that they use the full hyphen HA or a HA profile, we can refer them as a single cluster instances and do the load balancing. How do we do that? The concepts related to that we'll talk a little bit later.
Yeah, so Shiva, I can understand in WebSphere as the base version is free and this network deployment is costly. But in case of this JBoss, since there is no licensing difference, so do you see in production or anywhere using the multiple instances of standalone rather than the domain mode?
Okay. Omid, you know about this, I think since you're from India,
Yeah.
you must be knowing about this government project called as in police department. I'm not sure from
Yeah.
which part of India you are from, but in the AP, okay, in the Telangana or in the AP region, whatever the government related schemes are there, all of them are taken, all of the projects are taken by the TCS, okay, and TCS for the JBoss, they use only the standalone.
Okay. Yeah, very
Clear?
nice.
Again, I'm saying it's all depends upon your architecture. It's all depends upon how you want to design. If I have to go from India to US, okay, I can directly take an Etihad Airways where there will be an break in the Heathrow airport, okay, and from Heathrow or from anywhere in the UK, I go to a US directly. But let's say that my company wala has booked my flight. What I'll do from Hyderabad, I'll go to Mumbai, Chennai. From Chennai, I'll go to Sri Lanka. From Sri Lanka, I'll go to Dubai. From Dubai, I'll go to some other place in European region. From there, I'll go to the US. Correct or not? Let's say I've got
Yeah,
a started flat. Okay. Then I'll go from here. I'll directly go to the US without any break, assuming that my fuel condition, my flight condition, everything is perfect.
yeah. So just one question. So does my application architecture differs if I install that on domain mode or standalone mode?
Yes.
Or there are some other factors to decide?
Yes, there'll be difference, and there are some factors on which you need to make a decision. Okay. Ombit, did I answer your question?
Yeah, sure. Actually, yeah.
Okay. We'll not talk about the
you
domain.
mean to say, yeah. So you mean to say that a programmer or a solution architect while designing the application, he will consider these factors whether you are going to deploy it in domain mode or like standalone mode. Okay.
Has to. Okay.
Yeah.
Since you talked about the architect, let me try to update you here. Again, the architects, okay, we have someone called as a chief technical architect. We have got an infrastructure architect. We've got an front-end architect. We've got an OS architect. Multiple architects will be there. So whenever they're trying to design the environment, okay, it's a responsibility of the chief technical architect on how he has to plan his resources so that we can get a best solution. Okay.
Yeah.
Anytime you've seen the google.com saying, sorry, the site is not available temporarily, please reach us after 1 day.
No.
Have you anytime seen the Air India site working? I assume because when I was there in Canada, at least once in every month I used to see airindia.com site not available, or your BSNL, or your Swachh Bharat site launched by Narendra Modi ji. I hope I don't have any Gujaratis here.
Yeah, you have.
Devesh.
Oh, sorry. No hard feelings.
But
no hard feelings for Narendra Modi or Rahul ji. Frankly speaking, I see Narendra Modi ji is better compared to Rahul or Manmohan. Okay. Yeah, but people like me who are in India.
Yeah.
Now, frankly speaking, people like me in India, we had a lot of expectation that the prices will come down. Last year, when I was trying to get my green dal, it was around 110 rupees or 105 rupees around. And the same green dal which I'm trying to get, it's 150 rupees. They said that's a Swachh Bharat tax. Unfortunately,
it's
Bharosa,
good
like
because
how
you will
pathetic my
try.
roots were there. 1 year back, the same condition, it was even now.
So you will work hard to get that now.
Hmm?
You will work hard to get that now. That's what they want.
Do you think it really happens, Sajad? No, man, seriously. At least last year we didn't have this taxes, Swachh Bharat tax. Now, if my wife is asking me to take her for a lunch or a dinner, I keep on thinking, man, Swachh Bharat tax 15%. Let's say if I have a meal of around 1,000 rupees, 15% of that, 150 rupees, just like that, it's gone. So I try to make her an excuse saying that, hey, today I got a session, or the kid is not well, let's try to go some other time. Okay, just for information. People who want to come back to India, or people who want to go back to Pakistan, just for information. Okay. Yeah, I think we're a little bit off the track. Yep. Come back to my story. Anyone, any question?
No, sure. Thank you.
I remember asking this question, but once again, I want to reiterate the same question once again. Okay, let's say that I got a jar file. Okay, I try to deploy an application called as a test.var file. This test.var file, whichever I'm trying to deploy, okay, this test.var file needs a jar file. It's mandatory. Okay, how do I provide this jar file to the application so that the moment the JBoss application is server is starting, at that time itself it will load?
You told us you put in the module,
Yeah.
create a folder, put the jar file there.
And
Am I clear about
module.xml
that?
you define.
Right.
Very important, guys. Okay, I would once again try to reiterate that. If anyone is not clear, please ask me up. It's very important. Especially people who have coming from the WebLogic or the WebSphere background, they try to make a comparison with that, and that in case of a WebSphere, we have got something called as in shared libraries. Okay, so they try to think something of that concept might be there, but it's completely different from the other application servers. Anyone, any questions? Let me know. Otherwise, okay, I can resume back my session. If you want, I can repeat that one.
Yes, you can repeat.
Okay. Let's say that I got an I deployed a var file called as an abc.var file. Okay, this abc.var file, okay, does the summation of a plus b plus c. Okay, it does the summation of a plus b plus c. To make it working, I need a jar file called as a math.jar file. So this math.jar file should be available the moment the JBoss application server is available up and running. So what do? I first of all create a directory. Okay, the directory name and the directory hierarchy is completely left to you, how you want to tailor it, how you want to customize it. Okay, so let's say I think they already have com folder. Excellent. Let's say you're working for some company, let's say TCS. Okay, okay, you can give any name to this. Okay, no restriction on what is the name you have to give. You can give any name, any folder structure, any hierarchy of your choice. Since there is already a com folder present inside the system layers based directory, I'm just trying to use that directory. Okay, the reason why I use TCS, okay, just as I said, that folder names could be anything. Since this is the project handled by TCS, so I said okay, TCS. Inside that, create a mandatory folder by name main folder. Clear? Create a mandatory folder by name main folder. Am I clear? Once you create the folder called as the main folder here, whatever the jar file you have got, okay, copy the jar file here. Okay, you copied the jar file here. Now, once you're done copying the jar file over here, what is the next thing you need to do? What is the next thing you need to do?
Module.xml.
Module.xml.
Perfect. So the next thing what we have to do is that we have to define the module.xml file. Okay. And just for information, guys, either it's a domain mode or it's a standalone mode, whatever we are trying to do remains the same. Okay. In case of a domain mode, you edit the configuration files related to the domain mode. In case of a standalone mode, you edit the configuration files that are related to the standalone folder. Otherwise, all the concepts, okay, whatever we are trying to discuss will remain the same. Clear?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So the next thing what we have to do is that we have to create a module.xml file. So once again here, you're trying to create a module.xml file. I don't know how do we create or what should be this contents of XML file. Can you help me? Very simple.
Yeah, there's a sample. Yeah.
You go to any of the other folders. Let's say you go to the Google. Every one of us likes Google. Copy it here. You edit this module.xml file as per your requirement. These are all the customization or the comments they're trying to add it. If you want, you can keep it. Otherwise, you can remove it. Sorry. Okay. So, what is the name? It's com.tcs.
TCS.
Okay. But whatever the properties is not mandatory, but if you want, you can keep the same default properties. But the name of the jar file is very, very important one. I forgot the name of the jar file. What is that?
Math.jar.
Yeah. Okay. Now you go back to your standalone folder, assuming that I'm trying to use the default profile, assuming that I'm using the default profile, standalone.xml. Okay. Since it's not a data source related file, since not a driver file, since it's related to my application, what I do is that I open a tag collision global hyphen modules, close the global hyphen modules tag. Okay, there's a syntax. 1 second. I think it's a module hyphen name equal to com dot. What is the name? By any chance, anyone remembers? CCS slot equal to main folder. Clear, everyone? Am I clear? Not clear. Okay, okay.
Yes, clear.
This is clear, but what are you trying to say? Hello? Yeah. This is clear, but what does this achieve?
This will try to load a jar file called as, okay, math.jar that is defined under the com.tcs folder. Okay, so when you're saying main, since your JBoss application server is a Java J2W based technology, so what will happen here is that, okay, whatever the in the Java program, what are the class I need to execute, that class has to be having the main folder inside it. Same over here also. So what we are trying to do is that the moment the standalone.sh is executed, what will happen? It will load its configuration information from standalone.xml file. But inside the standalone.xml file, when the controller comes to the global modules, it realizes that it needs to load a module. Where is that module there? The module is there under the modules relative path com.tcs. Okay, and what is the name of the jar file? In the com.tcs folder under the modules.xml file, I said that I got a file collision math.jar file. Please load that math.jar file. That's a syntax. Clear?
Yes.
So all modules will be defined in this XML file, standalone.xml.
Depends. If you are trying to go with the default profile, it will be standalone.xml. If you're trying to use a full profile, it will be standalone hyphen full. If you're trying to go with a messaging with a clustering, then it has to be standalone hyphen full hyphen h.xml file. Clear?
Yeah.
Anyone? Any questions? I thought I'll start the deployments today.
Yeah. So is there any on-demand module? Is there like which I can do on demand in between?
On demand in the sense?
Like suppose I don't load this module initially in between, like while starting the system.
You're saying that Shiva, I don't want to load it at the time of starting the standalone instance. Let's say after it got started, some of the later point of the time, I want to have it.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Anything and everything you are trying to define the standalone.xml file, assuming that syntactically it's correct, the jar files will be loaded at runtime.
But you told us it's a modular approach. It dynamically load module when it needed. That's why
Yes.
it's very light
Then you can
and
comment
take
out the
less time.
configuration, okay, and you can re-enable the uncomment the configuration.
Okay.
Okay. So see, when I'm saying that it's a modular, okay, what are the features you want to use it, you use it, and what are the features you don't want to use it, you comment it. Perfectly fine. When you're trying to comment it out, okay, the configuration will be updated, which needs a reboot. It's not all the configuration needs a reboot, but couple of configurations like this, it needs a reboot. Am I clear, guys, everyone?
Reboot, you mean JBoss reboot? Stop, start.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's no stop command. Asif, just for information.
Yeah, right. Kill.
Yeah, kill. Okay. So before I break here for today, anyone any questions?
So tomorrow is a class or?
Yeah, tomorrow we have a class. It's a Thursday. Day after tomorrow it's a Friday. We'll have a class. But day
Okay.
after that we'll not have a class. Again, I'm trying to repeat myself. I always refer to the Indian Standard Time. Okay. So Indian Standard Time, Saturday and Sunday we don't have a session. Okay.
Okay.
Always, guys, enjoy the day. Good night. And please be available. Tomorrow I'm going to start a new topic, deployments in standalone folder. Clear?
Okay.
Okay.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. Thanks, sure.
Right.